a lot of strides for the adult game and the amateur soccer. But the one challenge that we always had on that committee was actually a couple. But the biggest challenge is the starting date of the first round of the Open Cup. And it probably pertains to some teams, teams in the UPSL, but it really surrounds the teams in the NPSL and the PDL, which the majority of those players are college players, and as you know, their season is pretty much May, June, July, and they're done beginning of August, because that's the only window they have to use college players. So because of that May 1st start date that college players cannot participate in organized soccer outside of their college, the committee, when I was on it, we were pushed against that wall where that is the start date, the first week of May. And because of that, what happened this year, for an example, is last year the amateurs had in the first round 56 slots available for amateur teams. That dropped considerably this year to 32, right? Almost half. And the reason for that was because, a couple of reasons, but the biggest reason was because the D3 professional league that was approved by the board of US Soccer for the USL. So now, because those teams came in, and the bylaws of US Soccer strictly says every professional team that is a registered professional team with US Soccer must participate in the Open Cup. They do not have a choice. They have to play in the Open Cup. So every time there are new teams that go into the professionals, what is it doing? It's cutting down the number of amateur teams. And as Adrian said, my concern is if we don't look at the setup of the amateur cup today and make some changes, it could end up where we have no slots, or we're gonna have 1 or 2, 3 slots in the first round, right? And how appetizing is that for you to enter the Open Cup if you may not even get a slot, right? So the one thing, and I brought this up at the NPSL's annual meeting, one thing that like the NPSL can do is the way the NPSL works it today, they pay $200 for every NPSL team to be registered in the Open Cup. Even though they're only getting 16 slots, they pay for 97 slots, for 97 teams to make those slots. So what I told the NPSL is, if you guys stopped paying the federation the fee for every one of your teams and let your teams enter in the fall like you guys and ladies do with your teams, right? Then we could start this tournament in March. The first round could literally start in March. And if being on the committee for so many years, that is MLS's wishes. MLS keeps telling us that, why can't we start this in March? And we always push back saying, well, because of the PDL and because of the NPSL, we can't do it. But let's just look at it. If we could start in March, those 32 slots we have right now for this year, if we played around in middle of April, that would have been 64 slots. If we went 2 weeks before that, would have been 128 slots, right? If we went into March, we would have 250 slots for amateur teams. So basically, everybody who enters plays in the first round, right? So it all has to do with how many professional teams there are, and that date of first week of May, that's really hurting this Open Cup. So it's something that I told all the NPSL owners a couple of weeks ago at their AGM. Something you guys really need to consider is, how important is it that you're paying the federation approximately $200 times 100 teams, $20,000 to get 12 slots, 14 slots this year. Is it worth it? Or should you just tell those teams, you pay $200, anybody wants to enter, pay $200, and enter it in the fall, and just enter it with all the other teams. So they heard it, they went against that idea, but I told them that's a discussion they have to have. Yeah.
Just because I was going to bring it up to Adrian privately, but I think that's a brilliant suggestion. Why would a league, an amateur league, get to decide that? Why wouldn't it be US Soccer? Because it seems to me we're almost accommodating one league over another, being played in both leagues.
I get
sides of it, it's an advantage, but it's a disadvantage. It's almost like we're helping a league because they only play and that the amateur teams that are trying to bust their chops all year long to develop amateur soccer are being punished.
No, you're absolutely right, Jim. I mean, the federation could say, we're starting in March. I mean, that's a decision the committee could make. They could say that.
All amateur teams.
But then they got, you know,
participate through
and you've been around as long as I have, you know, politics of soccer, then you're gonna get the NPSL people and the USL, which USL is not just the PDL. You know, they got the USL 2, USL 3, you got the PDL, you
But they have
got,
their
so,
pro stuff, all I'm saying is.
Yeah, but I'm saying-
any amateur sanctioned league
Okay.
should start qualification, whether it be, August or March, it's up to them, but that's really a fair across the
but
board.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but the PDL will go, you know, lobby on the side, saying, hey, you guys can't do this to us because, you know, all our teams are college players, and, you know, it's politics, I mean, but, you know, I'm with you, Cliff. I honestly believe that at some point, if this Open Cup is gonna grow to where we think it should be, that's gonna have to happen. It's gonna have to happen.
That competition starting.
I agree.
Those teams playing.
So other than that, I mean, I can take a couple of questions, if you have any questions about either US Soccer, because as you know, I also sit on the US Soccer Federation Board of Directors as the representative of the amateurs. So if anybody has any specific questions, I could answer.
Well, what do you think about, you know, just what was discussed, you know, before about, you know, the expansion of rosters
I mean, I heard the gentleman's point very well, and for me, it makes sense. Again, you know, as Adrian said, I mean, that's just a decision that the committee has to make, you know. It doesn't even have to come to the board of directors, because it's not really a policy change, it's just basically the tournament rules and how the tournament is played. So, you know, it's a discussion, and like Adrian said, the chairman of the Open Cup Committee today is my ex-vice president of USASA, Arthur Matson, and we also have Shauna Schroeder, who's actually the secretary, no, she was the secretary of USASA. So those are our two reps. We have two reps on the committee of, 5, I believe, right? So what I would recommend is you guys follow up with them, you know, have Jan send them a request, a letter, and saying we feel strongly about this, can you please consider this at the next Open Cup Committee meeting? Yes, Andre?
Wouldn't it have been maybe nice of our reps to send us an email that they are our reps? Because I probably think half the people don't even know who they are.
Probably not.
So wouldn't that be like policy? I mean, I don't know if that falls on USASA, but I would think it should fall on US Soccer.
It's a US Soccer
For
Committee.
them to send, hey, I'm your guys' rep if you have any questions about like, first thing for our club, we can care less about the Open Cup, it's a waste of money. Personally, we've been 2-time finalists in the cup.
Yeah.
So, and that's, you know, there's a lot of reasons, and you know, why they don't enter, it's a waste of money, I'd save it for our league.
Yeah.
But everybody else has their own, you know.
Sure.
mind to-
Everybody has the dream of, David versus Goliath, I mean, you know, and,
We've been there, it's not that big, which
well, for Crystals, it was a big deal.
costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it does cost a lot of money, you know. So the other thing that we're talking amongst USASA, and we're actually gonna pass a new policy about national leagues, because as of today, USASA basically has 3 national leagues: UPSL, NPSL, and the Women's Premier Soccer League. So those are really the 3 recognized national leagues within USASA today. So we're modifying the rules to make sure that, you know, everybody's happy and everybody fits where they belong, the regional leagues, and et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully we'll have that done in the next 30 days. We'll pass it out to everybody, so everybody knows exactly, you know, where everybody falls within USASA. Yeah.
2 things. So just hearing, regarding, you know, getting back to, you know, automatic spots, the NPSL pays for those.
Well, they pay for every one of their teams, which guarantees them X amount of slots in the first round.
And does
PDL does the same thing.
Right, does the UPSL have that option?
Just
asking.
the rule that was adopted last year, because I actually proposed the rule, if the UPSL wanted that option, they would have to pay $200 for every registered team within UPSL. And that would probably, actually, if you look at today's, you probably would have got eight slots, maybe NPSL would have got 7, PDL would have got 2 or 3, and the M should probably would have got 2 or something, I don't know, I mean, I'm just, you know, but it could be done, I mean, I think we had that discussion last year, and Jan actually preferred what we're doing today, because it gives you guys the option, and it saves you guys a big chunk of change, right?
The second.
But let me just finish that, but the rule that was written last year, let's say the UPSL wanted to go that route, what the rule states today is if Jan wanted to do that, or UPSL wanted to do that, they would have to send a letter to the federation, and there would be a 3-year process before you got there. Because we didn't want brand new, and I'm not saying you guys, but like a brand new National League goes out there, and automatically they put them, say we want these slots, and they got them, and by the end of next year, you know, half the teams are gone, and you can't even find the owner of that league, right?
And why a 3-year for?
Well,
established?
I mean, it was, when we did that, it was based on, you know, a new National League. So it would give 3 years of, you know, history to make sure you're a viable National League and not, you know, like a couple of leagues I've been out there in the last few years, we all know about, you know. They come in today and by the end of the season, you can't even find the guy who's running the league.
Sure, no, of course.
So.
But, I mean, but that ruling doesn't make sense for an established, you know, league like the UPSL.
No, it doesn't. So I don't know if it would, I'm not sure if the rule says 3 years from the date or be 3 years of history, you know, like being in business for 3 years. So.
Alright, and then the second part of the question was, and it's something that, you know, does everybody know and understand how they can, you know, qualify for, you know, the USASA amateur?
I was gonna talk about that
Okay,
next.
you know, and then, you know, because obviously, you know, I've had some big questions, big problems with the ASA in the last year.
Yeah.
So I'll let you-
Okay, so one thing that's available to the amateurs is the USASA Amateur Cup, which is probably one of the oldest cups in the country for soccer also, right? So last year, we've expanded, in the last few years, we've really expanded that cup a lot. Now there's a prize for the winner of $50,000 for the national winner. Second place gets $10,000, third place $7,500, and fourth place gets $5,000, right? That was brand new, initiated last year. Another big perk of winning, if you're the winner of the Open Cup, which the Milwaukee Bavarians were last year, you get an automatically first round bye into the first round of the US Cup, or the Omaha Open Cup. So you don't have to go through any qualifying, you get that automatic first round into the Open Cup if you're the winner. The sticking point around the Amateur Cup is, you know, and that's something we're working on right now in accordance with this policy that we're writing, is we do have state associations, which, you know, every state has a state association. And, you know, they see the NPSL, they see the UPSL as the enemy sometimes. Not all the states, but there are states out there that see you guys as the enemy, and they will do everything in their power to prohibit you guys from entering the Amateur Cup, unfortunately, right? Because they see you guys as a threat, or, you know, what we hear is, oh, they're coming out, they're poaching our teams, they're stealing our teams for their leagues. So there's some of that out there. That's something that we at USASA have to overcome, and we have to come up, and hopefully we'll get it done this year, a way that anybody who's a member of USASA will have an opportunity to get to play in the USA Amateur Cup. How that happens, we'll get there, but I honestly believe that every one of you should participate, and honestly, you probably have a better chance of winning that than you have to winning the Omaha Open Cup, you know, because once you get past, you know, a round or two, you know, nobody in this room, and let's be realistic, is going to be an MLS team, right? But if you win, well, I mean, to win the whole thing. I know it's happened twice, I agree.
Well, it's because it's unfair for
Come on, man, I'm a realist. I'm a realist, you know. So, but anybody in this room, I think, could probably win the Amateur Cup. You know, I'm trying to promote my Amateur Cup too, you know. Right? Yes, sir.
Quick question. I don't want to drag this back to the Open Cup, but you mentioned just a little bit ago that the 3 national leagues, being the WPSL, the UPSL, and the NPSL. Can you then explain where USL League 2 falls into that? Whether they're just completely unsanctioned, and if so, how they're still received?
USL 2, that's the new terminology for the old PDL, right?
Correct. Yeah, like, and if they're not like a national league, then why are they still getting?
They are a national league, but they're not part of USASA. They're their own. They used to be our member, right? Just like you guys.
Yeah.
Last year, they decided they don't want to be part of USASA, so they
So we're-
self-contained themselves, so they register directly with the US Soccer Federation.
Even though they're not inside the professional league standards?
They're not a professional league, they're an amateur league.
So so USSF is now sanctioning amateur leagues as well?
Well, the USL is a member of US Soccer, and under that umbrella, I mean, they've had the Super Wide League for like forever, right? So they also they register youth players also. So, once you're a member under US Soccer, you have the right to register different.
I just wasn't sure exactly how they fit into the Open Cup scheme now, since they're receiving like spots as an amateur league and a national amateur league. And since they're not sanctioned by USASA anymore, I just wanted to see how that works.
They're still sanctioned by US Soccer, and the US Open Cup is a US Soccer event. It's not our event.
Sure.
They could participate in our amateur cup, but they cannot participate.
Thanks.
If we don't set, that's a great question, but I think in US Soccer and USASA, you're either on the same team or USASA should worry about someday, everyone's gonna be registering directly with US Soccer, and then we no longer have state association, we have to worry about, we only have USASA.
But Jimmy, I mean,
You
listen,
gotta be careful.
you also got USSSA out there that registers amateur
The
teams.
amateur league should be under your umbrella.
Well, we can't do that. That's the United States Olympic Committee decision. We can't do that. You know, people have the right to go where they wanna go. Period. Huh? Well, if I was God, I'd say that, but, you know, the Olympic Committee, you know, they follow the Amateur Sports Act, and that's the law. Right? Yes, sir.
The restrictions for the American bypassing your state association.
Well, in Region 4,
I come from a state.
what state are you from?
Well, unnamed, but it's back there.
What? Say, tell me.
Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri, my friend, okay.
What's the free contact?
No comment, but I totally understand where you're coming from. You know, I mean, where we would like to be in Duncan is here would be that any team that wants to enter the USASA Amateur Cup would directly register with USASA, not with the state association. Right now, and maybe Duncan will be speaking after me, he can tell you a little bit more. We started doing that in Region 4 last year. So in Region 4, for many years, the leadership in Region 4 used to tell us, nobody in Region 4 has any interest in the amateur cup. You know, that's old stuff. Nobody wants to do that anymore. You know that. So we asked them last year, would you allow USASA to run the amateur cup in Region 4 through our office in Chicago? They said yes. We got 52 teams registered out of Region 4 for the Open Cup, for the amateur cup last year. Which years before that we used to get a handful. So there is interest. You know, and I honestly believe if we could bring it in like they do the Open Cup, and we take it all in at the office, our numbers would just explode, you know, with more teams that participating. But
John,
Just for record, that give you a snapshot of what's happening in Southern California, the state association down south is requiring teams to ante up $2,000 to participate in the state cup, and that is the only ticket to get to the national amateur cup.
well, so
Okay.
they're charging $2,000. They wanted 32 teams to pay $2,000, and the prize for winning that tournament was $64,000. So they were going to give all that money back.
Well, they didn't fill all the
They didn't fill it. They're at 19, I think.
Yeah, if that.
No, they told me 19 last week. So now they're at 19, and the prize money is $38,000. So, and you had a question?
Yeah,
I'll
so
turn it over.
working, you know, with us coming from, you know, Arizona and going according to what the website said, and then last year was the first year that, AYSA, now ASA for Arizona,
Yeah.
started the state cup, so Chris Webb ran. And ask, is this leading to be able, you know, the winner to go on? No, haven't heard. So at the drop dead point, we took sporting, you know, out because we were told it was not leading to it. We sent in our registration and a check, you know, to be able to, you know, participate. Haven't heard anything, hasn't done, I've spoken with, you know, Duncan. And then, Leslie Johnson and Chris Webb said that the decision was made after that now the winner of the state cup tournament was going to go, right? So, at the very
a lot, there's too much nonsense being talked. It was the first time. It was the first time it had been done for a long time. The website wasn't changed. Our website was correct from the beginning. Arizona didn't communicate correctly with you, and they admit that they made a mistake.
That's not.
You as a league make a lot of mistakes too. We made a mistake on that one, right? This year going forward, we've changed this. It was the first time we tried it. We actually finally got 52 teams in a region where there was no cup going on for a long time. So, yes, you had an issue. You were very rude to me. I was rude to you. We apologized, and I think we can move on, correct? So, yeah. He was rude. He was very rude. I was rude back to him because I can be an arsehole at times too.
One-on-one
But
right
we
now.
agreed that we made a mistake. We all made a mistake. However,